squad. He is already an officer. He's called the mefaked of the machlaka. Then there's the party, which is called the pluga. Your own commander, your first commander, you call him by his name, but you have to say hamefaked first. Okay, so let's say if Jonah was the mefaked, I would call him hamefaked Jonah. I would not call him by his name. I would have to say hamefaked first. The next commander on top of him, the officer, you don't even say his name. You just call him mefaked machlaka. You never say his name. The one on top of that is called the mefaked pluga. You don't even know his name. He doesn't have a name. If it's from your point of view, he's just there. He's the boss. You don't even know his name. But slowly after basic training, then when you start to get to know each other better, and you spend time training together, you train with your kita, you train with your machlaka, you train with your pluga, you slowly start to get in a more personal relationship with your commanders, and slowly you start to call them only by their names. After you do your training with your kita, then you start calling your mefaked just by his name. And then the machlaka, you call your officer just by his name until a couple of weeks later, you get to call your mempei, the top commander, you just call him by his name. And you don't call him sir anymore, you don't call him a mefaked. He's still your commander, but he has a name. And when I was davening Marav this Motzi Yom Kippur, and usually I have a confusion when after 10 days you've been saying HaMelech HaKadosh, you've been treating the Kadosh Baruch Hu as a king, someone who is putting fear upon you, someone who's distant, and you call him the king. Suddenly after Yom Kippur, after you came to these heights of relationship with the Kadosh Baruch Hu, you call him Hakel HaKadosh again, as if, but suddenly, right after Yom Kippur, you say Hakel HaKadosh. And this Motzi Yom Kippur, I thought of it, that it's very similar to the distance that breaks in basic training, where after you get to know a person better, you develop a personal relationship, then suddenly he's not so far anymore. He's not so frightening anymore. He's trying to be, it's a more friendly relationship. And the days after Yom Kippur are days where after we came to such great heights in relationship with the Kadosh Baruch Hu, we can call him by his name again. We could call him right away. We call him Hakel HaKadosh. And I think the height of the top of these coming days is sitting in the sukkah, where Chazal tell us that the sukkah resembles the clouds of pride that the Kadosh Baruch Hu hosted Bnei Israel in when they were in the desert, Ananei Kavod. And the sukkah is like God's house. He's inviting you to your house. You sit in his house. But not only are you invited to his house, you're allowed to do in his house anything you would have done in your house. The poskim tell us that if you like to play cards, or play backgammon, or play anything with dice, you should do it in the sukkah. You shouldn't be afraid of doing that in the sukkah. Even though it's God's house, you don't have to walk into his house and be afraid to do anything. Just eat and leave. The hefech. Sit there. Sleep there. Eat there. Do whatever you want. Schmooze with your friends. Spend as much time as possible in the sukkah. Get the feeling of the new relationship that you have now with the Kadosh Baruch Hu after Yom Kippur, that it is now a more friendly relationship. We should be approaching this Chag with lots of happiness, lots of joy, feeling how special we are, that the Kadosh Baruch Hu is now our friends, and he's inviting us into his house, and we should sit there and spend as much time in the sukkah as possible, and all have a great Chag.